Hey everyone, it's Denise. Today's video, I am going to be covering our checklist for pre-travel documents. Now, if you find this video helpful, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Also, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe and comment down below if there's anything we missed, if there's any tips you would like to add, or if you have any questions. I do get back to you as quick as possible. So let's just go ahead and get right on into it with tip number one. All right, so tip number one is proof of citizenship. So whatever you're bringing for identification, whether it be a passport, a state ID, or a driver's license, make sure that it's not expiring. And the reason I say that is when it comes to a passport, when you're traveling, there is a 6-month window of expiration. So basically what happens is if you go past that 6 months while you're on your vacation, there's a good chance that you're going to be denied access to that country or even onto a cruise. So if you are close or if you're going to be near that 6 months of expiration while you're on vacation or before you go on vacation, a good rule of thumb that I would recommend is to apply for it about 8 months out so you have enough time for your new passport to get delivered to you as well. Now, I did it back in 2017. I applied for my new passport. It took about 4 to 6 weeks to get it back. That was pre-COVID, so I don't know if that takes a little bit more time now or if it's a little bit faster. Of course, you can always expedite, but a good rule of thumb is to make sure all of your documents are nowhere near expiring and to make sure everything on your photo identification matches your reservation. So make sure the names are exactly the same to make it a lot less stressful for yourself. Okay, and tip number two is going to be your getting there documents. This is going to be a really quick one. This is just however you're getting to your destination, whether it be a train, bus, airline, or even driving. Make sure you have your tickets for those transportations. And if you are driving and you can and you did pre-book your parking, make sure you get those documents as well. Okay, and to tip number three. This is going to be a little bit lengthier. So to start with is going to be your luggage tags. Once you print those out, if you want to staple it to your luggage, my recommendation would be to put some kind of a clear packing tape around it just to give it a little bit more integrity so it doesn't tear when it's being moved around. Another thing is I will link them in the description box. Is we used to use some really great luggage tags. They're clear. They have a little metal ring that you can attach. Really, really great. They're like $5 for 6 of them. Again, I'll put those in the description. So if you want to check those out, you're welcome to. Also, what I recommend, whether you use a luggage tag or not, is, and we do this as well, is get a blank piece of paper, write your contact information. So like your name, your telephone number, and where you're going to be able to be located in the crazy event. And unfortunately it happens, but if your luggage is misplaced, hopefully this will help. If they open it up, they'll be able to see how to get a hold of you and hopefully get your luggage to you a lot sooner. And then next is boarding passes. So make sure you print out your boarding passes so you have those available as well. Now, when you're going through a cruise, you are going to need that boarding pass several times. So make sure you keep that handy. And the next portion, and I apologize, I keep looking down. I do have my notes right here and I don't want to miss any important information. So next is going to be anything that you pre-booked. So if it's excursions, if it's parking, shuttles, make sure you have all that information with you. And I did find a really awesome folder today. So typically I will just have mine in a manila envelope, or kind of bad as it is, I'll have it just loosely into my personal item, which is not my favorite way to travel. But I did find today on Amazon a 10, it's a folder, it's just a black folder and has 10 different slots where you can put 10 different documents or 10 different category of documents. It was $3 on Amazon. It's really cool because instead of just closing like a regular folder, it actually closes, but it has a snap. So it snaps together to make it a lot more difficult, hopefully, to lose any kind of documents. So I'm going to also link that in the description box as well. If you want to check it out, awesome. I haven't received it. I have my 2 Prime days I'm waiting. But I'm going to put it in there if it's something that would be helpful for you, because again, I think it would be so easy to open up a folder and not shuffle through all the papers, just be able to bring out each individual one. We'll see how that goes and I'll let you know. Hey everyone, editing Denise here. So I realized after I did my entire video and was getting ready to export it, I did not mention a very, very important key element here. So when you have all of your documents, a hard copy is awesome to have, but it is also pretty smart to take screenshots of those and also email yourself that so you have a digital copy as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but yes, so whatever document you have, make sure you have a screenshot or even a email to you. So if anything happens to the hard copy, you always have somewhere you can pull that information up. All right, back to my video. All right, well, thank you so much for making it this far. So my couple of additional bonus tips, if you will, are going to be just a couple. There is cash. So when you're bringing cash, always make sure you have smaller bills. So when you're tipping or if you're shopping, it does make it easier to have all of those smaller bills to disperse. Also, a tip with shopping. If you have larger bills, there is a good chance that they are not able to break that. And if they are, it's going to be in their currency. So if you're okay with having their currency and change, awesome. If not, that is why we bring 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. It just makes it a little bit easier to get change. And also a lot of times with a little bit of change, they're able to give us back US dollars. Also, when it comes to traveling websites, wherever you're going, for instance, like Carnival, they are a great, great resource to go onto their website. You can go to their frequently asked questions. There's a lot of information there. As I mentioned, I'm going to insert a clip at the end of this video showing you how to get to their required documents. But again, wherever you're going, check out their website. A lot of times there is some really great questions and answers just to kind of make it a little bit smoother for you so you kind of know what's expected before you arrive. Okay, everyone. So here we are on the Carnival website. So once you go online and you hit carnival.com, this is the page you're going to get. Now, when you scroll all the way down, you're going to go over to customer service and then frequently asked questions. So of course, there's a lot of information on here, but let's just cover the travel documents for today. So when you click on here, it's going to tell you everything that you need to bring. It does also highlight here, the passport must be valid for at least 6 months after the last day of the cruise. So as I mentioned in the video, please check those expiration dates to make sure you're not within that window, because you do not want to be turned away for having a passport that's in that time frame of expiration. The other part I wanted to show on here that I thought was really awesome information, as I mentioned, is traveling with minors. So here it tells you what kind of document you're going to need if you are traveling with children that are not yours, or if you're not the legal guardian. So again, there is a bunch of helpful information when it does come to any of the travel documents. Here is if you're traveling with a birth certificate and the photo ID. So yeah, again, as I mentioned, if you have any questions, always reach out to the company itself so you get their exact requirements. You can also refer to the website here. There's a lot of helpful information. Oh, and one thing, now this is a little bit off of today's topic, but I do feel it's really important for those of you who already have your cruise booked. And that is a little hint here, the early saver price protection. So Carnival has it to where if you have your cruise booked and at any time it goes to a less price. Now it does have different requirements. Let's click on it. On those requirements, it is going to have to be the same type of room category, the same, basically the same room, but it doesn't hurt to put it in. So if you're ever on the website and you see the cruise that you're on has gone down in price, a couple things they'll do. If you've already paid the cruise off in full, you will get onboard credit. If you haven't, of course, they just deduct that from your balance. So even if you're not sure if you fall under that same category, I recommend just filling this out. It takes a few moments. Myself and my husband have done it a few times, and we have actually gotten our balance reduced because it was the same cruise. So again, this is just another little hidden tip. If you've already booked your cruise, keep watching those prices, and if they go down, definitely fill out this form and see if you can save a little bit of money. Bring with you our pre-travel checklist for documents. So I don't know what I'm saying. That is a long title. Do you guys think it's a long title? Should we narrow it down to pre-travel documents checklist?